galleries. You know what to do.
He offered me a paid position.
It was everything that I feared, and so much worse.
I get the feeling you're talking about something specific.
Does that mean that Tracy's gonna play ball?
I'm listening. Do go on. Today's the day of reckoning. Nothing you can do about it.
General Hospital latest update. Willow agrees to marry Drew to win back her kids, despite blaming him for losing them. Nina, desperate and cornered, considers exposing her secret. Tracy is forced to accept Martin's deal, while Curtis plots Drew's downfall. Meanwhile, Ava warns Nina, stay silent or lose Willow forever. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Willow agrees to marry Drew, and Tracy is pushed to take Martin's deal. Today on General Hospital, Emma and Gio find a stray dog. Softball season sees new players joining familiar teams, and Kai accepts Drew's offer. Nina stops by the gallery, and a concerned Ava says she's been texting and calling her. Ava has heard the short version from Rick about the custody hearing and asks Nina what happened. Nina cries that it was everything she feared and so much worse. Nina tells her that Drew has his hooks so deeply in Willow that she no longer recognizes her daughter. Ava advises Nina what not to do next. Ava can't believe Drew doesn't see that he is the problem in Willow's life. Nina says she's tried to tell him that, but Drew is threatening to take her and Portia down for drugging him should either of them step out of line. Nina fears the only way out of this now is to tell Willow the truth about sleeping with Drew. Ava points out that she advised that from the beginning. However, now she says Nina needs to be careful, as Willow may not believe her, or she'll believe Drew when he calls Nina a liar. With her out of the picture, Willow will only have Drew to lean on. As someone who alienated and lost her daughter, Ava tells Nina not to say a word right now as she can't afford for Willow to shun her and cling to Drew. Willow hears out Drew and Martin. Drew comes home from a run, and Willow is shocked that he's already been up and out. She thinks she must have fallen back asleep and notes she's still so tired. Drew offers to make her breakfast, but she's not hungry. She has no motivation to start her morning without seeing her kids. Drew asks if Willow has thought about his proposal. She has, and she says Drew is the reason she lost her children, so she doesn't see how marrying him will help her get them back. Drew says she's right, and he should never have taken her to DC with him, and he should never have drawn up the guardianship papers. Willow makes excuses for him that justify why he did those things. Drew says the judge didn't understand his motives, which is why, from now on, they consult a lawyer before making any moves. Willow feels like getting married because a lawyer says so makes her feel like she's using him. Drew knows it's not the most romantic of proposals or weddings, but he says he wants to marry her no matter what. Plus, marriage makes sense to get her kids back. Martin arrives later and lays out his argument for Willow and Drew getting married. He also notes that with Drew's reputation restored, they have a chance to get custody back. Drew asks if that means Tracy is going to play ball. Martin says not happily, but she has little choice. Martin leaves, and Willow admits to Drew that the lawyer gave her some hope, and she can breathe again. She tells Drew they should get married. Willow and Drew kiss. Back at the gallery, Nina agrees with Ava and notes how fragile Willow was when she left the hospital. Drew wouldn't even let her go home with him and Willow. Nina then gets a text from Willow, who wants them to meet at the pool. Ava thinks that is a good sign, and Nina hopes Willow will be able to get through this after all. Christina advises Michael. Michael is with Wiley and Christina at the pool as Wiley is taking swim lessons again this summer. Wiley shows his dad how Uncle Drew taught him to hold his breath. When Wiley returns to his instructor, Christina tells Michael he covered nicely when Wiley mentioned Drew. Michael reflects on last summer when he and Willow hung out with Drew and the kids, and wonders if he was just oblivious to what was going on. Christina tells him that he needs to not let his anger for Drew consume him, as she knows a little about that with what happened with Ava. He needs to be careful not to do or say something he can't take back. Michael says it seems like she's talking about something else and asks what she did. Christina insists she's done nothing. She doesn't want to see his anger for Drew and Willow take any more from him. She points out that he has the kids, he's home and healthy, and that's what matters. Michael tells her that she's right, and he'll focus on the kids when he feels the need for revenge. He still hopes Willow gets to a place that she can be around the kids, but he doesn't know if and when he'll feel comfortable letting her see them. Wiley gets out of the pool and is hungry, so Michael suggests they go home and get a sandwich. Michael invites Christina to join them, and they take off. They leave Wiley's Lila's kids' t-shirt behind. Curtis wants to work with Tracy. Curtis visits Tracy at the Quartermain mansion to offer her a chance to work with him and give Drew the setback he deserves. She listens, and Curtis tells her that, unfortunately, her arrest on the red carpet at the nurses' ball has shifted the public's perception of Drew, and he looks like a victim now. Tracy insists Drew framed her, which is why Curtis says they need to find a way to get Drew to recant his accusation. Tracy tells him about Martin and Drew's offer for her to make a public apology to him and welcome him into the Quartermain family, but she isn't going to do that. Curtis wonders if they can get Martin to flip to their side. Tracy doesn't think so, as he wants revenge on her for having him arrested. Curtis explains he has someone trying to track down Jacinda and say that Drew took the drugs himself. That will force the PCPD to drop the charges against Tracy. Michael arrives home, and Tracy fills him in on what she and Curtis were talking about. Tracy is worried that if Curtis can't find Jacinda, nobody will believe she gave Drew the ketamine. Michael notes that ketamine is a drug used on horses. Time to play ball. Emma and Gio are tossing a softball in the park. Emma pushes him to join her grandma's PCPD team, but Gio notes that means playing with Dante. Suddenly, a beagle shows up, grabs Joe's glove, and runs off. They chase after the dog, and she has no collar, nor is anyone looking for her. Emma knows what to do. Anna tells Sonny that today is his day of reckoning and there is nothing he can do about it. She tells him that Corinthos Coffee's team is going down this summer. They trade friendly softball insults, and then discuss how Emma and Gio seem to be good together. Later, A.D. Turner shows up to speak with Anna. Anna doesn't want to talk about Sonny today. Turner actually wants to play for her team, and hears the league is a great networking opportunity. Turner gets a uniform from the coach, and Anna warns her that it can get competitive out there. Turner thanks Anna and knows they got off on the wrong foot. She thinks once Sonny is gone, they'll get along better. Sonny approaches Gio and compliments his throwing arm. Sonny invites the boy to play for Corinthos Coffee. Gio notes his team plays the PCPD, Deception, and ELQ, which are all people he doesn't want to see now. Sonny believes he could have a lot of fun, and eventually, Gio agrees to play for Sonny's team. Emma returns with the dog, which isn't microchipped. She thinks it might be a stray, so she asks Gio to hold it so she can take a photo and post it online to see if anyone claims it. Later, Sonny has a run-in with D.A. Turner when a ball she misses comes toward him. He jokes with her that she's not much of a softball player, and Turner says she's been told as much. The intern. At her place, Trina and Kai are in bed. Kai tells her about his visit with Drew, who apologized to him and is shelving the documentary. Now he has to look to a different future, one without football, and Drew helped him with that by offering him a paid internship. Trina thinks he should take some time for himself, but Kai feels this gives him something to focus on right now. However, he wants to graduate from PCU and stay with her, so perhaps it's not the right time for him to relocate to DC. Later, Trina goes to the gallery to fill Ava in on the latest regarding Kai and Drew. She says Drew has offered Kai a job as his intern, and Drew doesn't want to let Kai go. Meanwhile, Kai stops by Drew's place to turn down his offer. Kai says relocating to DC is not the move for him. He wants to graduate and be with Trina. Willow and Nina meet at the pool. Willow looks everywhere around her, puzzling Nina. Willow finds Wiley's t-shirt that he left behind, but Nina says Wiley hasn't been here. Willow insists that Wiley had a swim lesson today, and this t-shirt is his favorite. She needs to return it to him. In the show's final moments. At the park, Gio has lost sight of the dog, but she soon runs up to him and Emma, followed by Anna. The dog stole Anna's hat this time around. Emma's still had no luck tracking down an owner, and if she can't find them, says she will keep the dog. She wants to call her out back. Turner tells Sunny that she wasn't allowed to play ball as a kid because her mom feared she'd damage her teeth and waste all the money they spent on braces. Sunny says she does have a great smile, so she should smile more. She tells him to have a good game. He suggests she keep an eye on the ball in the future. At the gallery, Ava asks Trina if she tried to talk Kai out of taking Drew's job. Trina didn't, and she says Kai knows what he wants, and she likes that about him. She will support his choice, and besides, he's not moving to DC. Trina admits she wants Kai far away from Drew. At his place, Drew understands Kai putting Trina first, but the internship is flexible. He'd want him to come to DC a few times a year, but Kai can be based in Port Charles and represent Drew here while he's in DC. Drew tells Kai he is the type of person he wants on his team, and he's a natural. Kai accepts his offer and asks when he starts. At the pool, Nina tells Willow that now is not the time for her to go to the Quartermaines. Nina spots Christina and calls her over. Christina came looking for the t-shirt they had found. Willow asks about the swim lesson, and Christina says Wiley was able to swim across the pool in one breath. Christina takes the shirt from the dazed and clearly broken Willow. Nina asks Willow if she asked to meet here in hopes of seeing Wiley. Willow says, of course, she did. Nina reminds her that she's not allowed to see her kids, and she can't do anything to make the judge think she's violating the court's decision. Willow knows her mom is right, but it won't be like this for much longer. She tells her mom she'll be married to Drew by the time the visitation hearing is scheduled. Back at the Q's, Martin arrives to meet Tracy. Curtis and Michael are still there. Martin asks if he's setting up this press conference or not. Tracy jokes she's misplaced her statement, so Martin hands her a new one. She promptly rips it up, and Curtis tells Martin to set up the conference. Michael says the less they have to do with Drew, the better. Tracy agrees to perjure herself by reading Martin's poorly written statement. On the next General Hospital, Drew gets more good news, and Trina learns Kai's accepted Drew's offer. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.